Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and today I thought I would do a video about crocheting / knitting for charity. So this idea was given to me by one of the viewers who had put a comment in, I want to say maybe the V-stitch tutorial. And said she had this project going on. She really wanted to make this, but she was trying to get all this stuff together, hats and whatnot. And I thought, you know what would be a really good idea is I'm going to do this video on crocheting and knitting for charity and kind of leave it as like an open forum in the discussion in regards to recruiting folks to help you. I thought I would mention a few just to give folks ideas, and in the description below I will put links to the websites where I got this information. That way a lot of them have shipping information, a lot of them have information about certain yarns that you need to use or how to get you connected with people that need help and whatnot. So instead of me regurgitating all that information to you, I will highlight the specific websites. I will I'll put the links in the description, and then if you're interested, just click on that little arrow or show more, and you can choose the ones you want to. The first one that I thought I would talk about is Knitted Knockers. Now, I'm also going to put a link in here to Setta's place because she did a video about it for Crocheted Knockers. So if you're someone that crochets, I'm going to put a link in the description to hers and to her video where she talks about it. And she has some more information in regards to the crocheted ones. But I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this. If not, just a quick recap. For those women who have suffered from breast cancer and have had to have a mastectomy, you know what I'm saying. They've had to have their breasts removed. You can knit or crochet implants that go into their bra to make them look like knockers. Anyway, so the purpose of this website, Knitted Knockers, which is actually knittedknockers.org, is to have a place to connect the people. Just so that you can get together with specific places, because there's very specific yarns you're supposed to use, specific stuffings that you need to use, because these are put close to your body. You just can't grab any regular old acrylic yarn. So Knitted Knockers is a great organization. I've actually seen plenty of posts about this kind of stuff on Facebook before, and because my friends and family know I crochet, a lot of people will send me a link and like, hey, why don't you do this? So if that interests you, there is, that organization. And I really think that this could be a great organization to donate to, because if you think about women, we come in all shapes and sizes. We have small breasts, large breasts, all kinds of different sizes. And I think with all kinds of different people making them, the different tensions and the whatnot, I think to have more people donating, because you know just as well as I do, when you're making a sock or a slipper, they don't always come out exactly the same. And so I think the more people that you have donating to this organization, the better chance that you'll get a perfect match, right? Okay, so moving on to the next one. I found a website that said that it had specifically 10 charities that needed items. One of them is Binky Patrol. It donates handmade blankets to children with illnesses, those in the foster care, others experiencing trauma. The Binky blanket can be anywhere from 3 square feet to the size of a twin bed. And I think this is a really great idea. And actually, I saw this in the news once. It was about, some kind of a drug sting or whatever. And they had this little baby girl being, and I say loosely baby, she had to have been like 2 to under. And she was hugging what looked like a granny square blanket. And so in those kind of situations, I feel like, to give them something, or, very well could have been her own. But I'm just saying, this is a really great organization. And there's people like me, it doesn't have any requirements on the type of yarn that you need to use or anything like that. So I think this is a really nice, it just to me seems like real comforting. And 3 square feet, you could pump out a lot of those. Couple per mandala cake. The next one is called Careware, and this donates handmade baby items like hats, booties, blankets, mittens, IV covers to hospitals in the US and Canada and Italy. And you can actually search through a list of hospitals and connect to them yourself. There's also a link that you can find free patterns for emphasizing specifically for preemie babies, because as you know, that one can be a bit difficult for sizing. So they have a website there that has different hospitals you can donate to and free patterns. Warm Up America donates handmade Afghans blankets to people in need, often homeless shelters, women's shelters, natural disaster relief, items to like the Red Cross, warm blankets, children's hospitals, nursing homes. They ask you to crochet and send 7 by 9 inch sections. But they do encourage you to work with a group of people and make a blanket. But if you just want to do one section, let's say you're wanting to donate a little bit, but you don't have a lot of money available to be making full blankets, you could just donate a 7 by 9. And then somebody will join them in, just mail it out. So that's nice. Operation Gratitude, that sends care packages to soldiers overseas, deployed troops. Hats, scarves are welcomed. And then there's a link. Again, I'm going to put the main link to this website that lists these. Now, what I have heard, and I don't know if this is 100% true, is that for the overseas troops, they specifically ask for natural fibers. Cotton is a natural fiber, specifically 100% cotton, obviously not the blends. Because being in a war type situation, if there is an IUD or some kind of explosive or something, the acrylic can melt and burn to the skin, because as we know, acrylic is plastic. So I don't think they're trying to be snobby there and say they only want wool and cotton. But if, I do believe that that is the case. So keep that in mind for Operation Gratitude. Now, there may be some organizations that donate to troops that don't care about the acrylics, but I have specifically heard that there are some. So check that out when you are donating to troops. Make sure that they allow acrylic if that's what you have. Pink Slipper Project, it accepts women's and children's slippers of all colors, even though it says pink. And they are for women and children in homeless shelters. And again, there's another link for you there that I'll have down below. Hatbox Foundation donates cancer patients hats and for children in the hospital. Soldiers Angels is a veterans-focused nonprofit, and they have special sewing, crocheting, knitting for blankets, slippers, catheter bag covers, for veterans hospitals. Join the Angels and you'll get more specific information on, how they want to crochet. The Precious Pal program. Oh, this is cute. So this is for those of you that love amigurumi. Will donate stuffed animals to local law enforcement agencies across the countries. So when first responders are coming to children in traumatic experiences, whether it be, a criminal situation or an accident or, whatnot, trauma too, they will give them stuffed animals or a sweater, knitted sweater also. So that one sounds really nice. I actually really like that. Project Linus, I've heard of this before. They donate handmade blankets to sick children across the United States. And Afghans for Afghans. If you're wanting to ship overseas, this organization will send handmade hats, blankets, vests, and other goods to people in Afghanistan. So like I said, for like 3 times now, there'll be links in the description to some of these organizations. Another one that somebody actually just shared this on my Facebook page, and I'm actually gonna do a few of them. It's crocheted purple hats for babies. So there's a link I'll include. And basically, it's asking for up till September 30th, so 29 days, 30 if you count today. Crocheting purple hats for babies. Goodness, I didn't write down. It says, why purple? The hats will act as a warm reminder to new patients about the period of purple. According to the center, this is considered a period of time when infant crying increases, beginning when babies are about 2 weeks old, peaking in the second month, ending around the third to fifth. Aside from supportive parenting methods, the center also offers advice to make it easier. The centers create a useful acronym for the word purple to further assist the parents with their fussy babies. I think that has to do with SIDS. So if you have some spare purple yarn, knit or crochet some hats. Again, I'll put the link in the description. They need as many hats as of September 30th because then in November or December is in their campaign when they'll be passing the hats out. A group that I work with a lot, I thought I would mention because I typically tend to be lazy. And so for me, clicking on these links and packaging this stuff up and mailing it out is something that I'm probably not as likely to do. I have good intentions, but sometimes, ask that last winter. The package rode around in my car for a couple weeks, and then when we got a new car, it got switched into the other car, and I forgot about it. So I'm least likely to do one of these like websites where I have information to ship. So what I found, which really made me very happy, is an organization, which I know I've mentioned a few times. It's called Christ Child Society. And even though I am not Catholic, they allowed me to join their society. It's at a Catholic church, and it's actually one that's not too far from my house. And it's a group of ladies. It's a non-denominational group, so you don't have to be Catholic. Heck, you probably don't even have to be Christian. And they just get together one Saturday a month, I think at like 9:30 in the morning. Each branch or division probably has their own, rules. And they have a number of children's charities that they devote to. I do have to pay a $20 fee for a year's membership. And some of the organizations that our charity donates to is Teacher's Closet. So you can bring in teaching supplies, or they'll donate money to the Teacher's Closet. This summer, we were asked by 2 organizations to donate money, and we voted on it and passed, to send money out to different places that were having free lunches for kids in the summertime. Because if you think about all those kids that get free lunches or free breakfast at school, they may not have somewhere at home when they're not in school to eat. And so a lot of organizations, different churches and parks have free lunches for kids. And you just show up at that park at 11:30 and bam, you got lunch. So our Christ Child Society chapter donated money to 2 different organizations for free lunches. We also have a battered wife shelter here in town called Christine Ann Center. And we frequently give them money, or during the holiday times, depending on what holiday, we will donate items, Christmas presents, Easter baskets, Halloween candy, anything that they need to give the children that are staying at that battered wife shelter an experience similar to that of home. Also socks and backpacks. Because when you think about when you're a battered wife leaving in a situation, you don't always grab everything that you need. Sometimes it could be just like maybe you never even go back. So a lot of time these kids don't have socks and underwear and stuffed animals and shirts and clothes, and they're starting all over. So we donate a number of things to the Christine Ann Center here in Oshkosh. And then also, and this is the one I kind of tend to donate to the most, is we donate layettes to the 2 hospitals. We have 2 hospitals in Oshkosh, and the layettes have baby sweaters, baby hats, baby booties, bottles, bibs, diaper wipes, diapers, and it's usually all rolled up. A $20 gift card to Walmart, and it's all rolled up in a baby blanket. And then the nurses give those to patients that they know that are in need and need a little boost when they have their baby. The nice thing I think about the Christ Child Society, like I said, is you could just open up your phone book, or people don't do that anymore, type online. I mean, I'm sure you could type in St. Peter's Catholic Church or local Catholic church or something like that. And you could find a church and call it and say, hey, do you have a Christ Child Society chapter? And they say, oh, not our Catholic church, but the one on the other side of town. And you call them and you can just show up at the meeting. Every week, or every month, our chapter has like a donation item specifically they're asking for. One week it was socks. One weekend it was bibs. One week it was bottles or passies. And so everybody comes in with a pack of socks or passies or whatnot. And so you could always just call any local Catholic church and say, hey, do you have society? What time do you meet? Can I bring something? And if you're a knitter or crocheter, you know, you can go to the monthly meetings. It's just 1 hour every one Saturday a month. So that is what I wanted to talk about, knitting and crocheting for charity. Now, the second piece to this is, please in the comments below mention if you need help. Like if you're making hats and you say, hey, you know what, mail me a bunch of hats and I'll deliver them to the hospital. Or I live in Wisconsin, and if you live anywhere near the Oshkosh area and you want to bring some stuff for me to donate to the Christ Child Society, hey, connect. Use this forum as a way to share information or projects that you're doing, or say, hey, let's 5 of us get together and do a 7x9 square and I'll put them together and then I'll mail it out. You know, you can use this if you want as a way to get more people, or just plain old use this video as an idea of how you can, you know, do some donating. You know what? Sometimes you don't have to be donating millions of dollars to make a difference. If you don't have a lot right now and you grab 2 skeins of Red Heart at Walmart for like $5 and you make a little, like, you know, one of those 3 feet by 3 feet blanket, and you know, that's going to make a difference to one child who's coming out of a traumatic situation that needs something to cuddle, and it costs you $5 and you crocheted all that love into it, and that baby is going to feel it. So I would say, if this just inspires you to try to do one thing here or there, I think that's good. One little bit of love passed from one person to another. So I'll put all these links in the description, and I hope you all can participate or share ideas with each other in the comments. And until then, happy charity crafting. All right, bye.